I mean, obviously it starts with the service that we deliver. We have to deliver like exceptional service. I get kind of, even if people are happy, I know when people are like ecstatic about our work and are like, wow, like this is a great guy. His crews are amazing. And that's really what I seek to provide every time. Is that's honestly where it starts, and just asking. Like I'll write thank you notes. Like, hey, thank you so much for choosing to work with us. If you know anybody that's looking to complete work, we'd really appreciate referrals. I send anyone, and then everyone that does send us a referral, I send them a box of C's chocolates as a little thank you.
All right, everybody. So on this episode of the Painting Business Pro podcast, I talked with Sebastian Thomas, Ovo Painting out of Atlanta, Georgia. Super fun conversation. He has just started his business basically 6 months ago. I think it was November of 2024. He's already on track in year one for about $800,000 in revenue. As it stands, he's at $365,000 booked June 13th. He's doing a super good job. We talked about flyers and marketing and how to build a business from scratch. We talked about referrals and how that is just growing his business already just in 6 months. We talked about using great subcontractors and the problems with paying subcontractors more and how to get paid percentage down. And we talked about a little bit how to increase sales. So I hope you enjoy it. All right, welcome to the Painting Business Pro podcast. I'm your host, Ben Landusky. I have a special guest here, owner and founder of Ovo Painting, Sebastian Thomas out of Atlanta, Georgia. What's up, man? Thanks for being on.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm super excited to have this convo. So you're someone that I just want to jump right into it. So you have built a business pretty fast, so tell us just, you've been running the business for 6-7 months and you're already sold at $365,000. What are you doing right? What's going so well with Ovo Painting?
Yeah. For us, it's our main goal, or one of our main goals, is just to kind of be the painters that people want to work with. From the first contact to, the time that we leave their house it's easy. People understand painting is a stressful process. No matter what, we're in people's homes, we're in people's businesses. And we just try and communicate clearly, and be a friendly face and make the process go as smooth as possible. And, that's what we do. And, have to go out and find business and, just keep, pushing through. The first few months are slow because nobody knows who you are, and there's 1,000 painters in Atlanta, but, just, putting our face everywhere we can so that people find us as easy as possible.
Yeah. So how are people finding you? What's your main marketing source?
Yeah, for us, we're on lead services. That's one. I would say our biggest source of marketing right now is flyers. We do a lot of flyers, and then we were doing door to door for a little bit, but right now it's flyers. We do, at least 1,000, 2,000 a week. And that's a combination of myself delivering them. I'll pay, high school kids to go put them around the neighborhood. But that's a huge source. Every time I do an estimate, I block off enough time to deliver a pack of 250 flyers to that whole neighborhood. So
nice.
Flyers, lead services, and then our referral base is starting to pick up. Always asking people for referrals, kind of getting the name out there. We just jumped into Nextdoor and are working on Facebook. I haven't really gotten anything from Facebook yet, but that's one of our many projects for the next couple of months is figuring out Facebook. Okay.
Do you have anyone doing SEO for you yet?
Yeah, we are doing SEO as well. We started that in March. So haven't seen much return on that yet. But it'll come in time.
It'll come. It takes it's the longest. It takes the most time. But yeah, if you're starting a business, if you're in your whatever month you're in, if you don't have SEO going, just get it going. You've got to start to rank higher. Cause people Googling painters near me, It's like you want to be on that front page, Um,
Exactly. Especially even
so,
even in the big cities, like there's so many painters, and it's frustrating that it takes so long to move up. But
yeah,
yeah, get it started.
yep, yeah. I know how competitive is Atlanta?
I would. I mean, I can't compare it to any other city because I don't work there, but there are a lot of painters here. Um,
Yeah,
there are a lot of big companies. There's a lot of the franchises, which you know, I don't know. I feel like they're not that hard to beat out. It's the Certa Pros and the number one and number two, no matter what you Google. That I really try and follow their quality and follow their processes, but um, the little guys, the guys kind of my size, those are the people that I want to
yeah.
beat up first.
Well, dude, I'm just looking actually on Google right now. Yeah, you got Painter One, you've got that one painter, 360-degree painting, obviously Certa Pros all over. So the more franchises there are, the bigger the market, generally speaking.
Yeah,
So 5 star, Lime. Oh yeah, you've got them all. Okay,
yeah,
makes sense. It's
they're
a
all
massive
here.
area. Um, yeah, nice. And so 74 reviews already. 5.0, 74 reviews.
Yep,
Um,
yep.
that's great, man. That's super great. Um, Google will love you for that. So keep that up.
We're
Um,
trying, getting their good graces.
yeah. Well, and I'll come back to that, but to hit on the flyer thing really fast, I think there's such mixed reviews out there. Like for some people, flyering is great. For some, not. Obviously, it's working for you. Do you know what your like cost of marketing is on that by chance? Like, how is that? Is it profitable work? Like,
On the flyers,
yeah.
yeah, it's
I
very
mean,
profitable. I would
I
say
mean, if you're the one
almost,
dropping them, yeah, it's like
yeah.
very low
It's
percentage.
it's almost we've sold almost half of our work from flyers.
Okay.
Um, so 100 and I don't have the exact number, but somewhere in the neighborhood of 150,000, 160,000 um,
Yeah.
from flyers. Um, and they're to be honest, I think I ordered 40,000 flyers on Black Friday for $1,000, and
Nice.
I'm almost out of them, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's
What is your what does your flyer look like? Like how big is it? What's the makeup of it?
it's just a simple like 3 by 8 or 3 by 9. It's got my photo on there and just says Ovo Painting. I can get you a copy if you need, but it's just like at Ovo Painting, kind of talk about our motto. Um, we're seeking to provide excellence from start to finish. We're a small and growing company serving the northern Atlanta area. Would love to help you out with any projects that you have. And then it's got our services on there. I don't even have any before and after photos. It just I keep it clean and simple. This is who we
Yeah.
are. This is what we're about. And if you have any painting projects that you're looking to complete, give us a call for a free estimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man. I think, the first year in business is can be really tough. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, business is always tough, but you got to have grit, right? But like, I think, especially for those listening, like, you just gotta get out there and like, yeah, hit the pavement, like you're doing. I think some people hop into a business and they're like, okay, we'll get SEO going, we'll do the lead services, and like kind of sit back and wait for the work to come. And it's just going to take you a while to build a business that way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the fact that you're giving yourself extra time before or after every estimate to go drop 250 flyers, like, dude, that's going to pay. I mean, obviously, it's already paying off for you big time, and it's a compound effect. I mean, we still get people who call us from flyers like 2 years ago,
Hmm.
and then you start to take over a neighborhood, and you got lawn signs up, and your job site or your job sites are pristine. Like, you can start to really take over full neighborhoods and just be the painter for that neighborhood. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'll add in, we kind of touched on it before. Like there are waves like with flyers where I'll kind of go in and I'll sell and I'll sell and I'll sell. but then I'm so overwhelmed with work that we're producing that I'm not doing so much marketing. I'll just kind of rely on the lead services, and things kind of slow down, and it gets expensive. So yeah, the flat it's been a great way for me to kind of consistently build business, and I get people that call and say, oh, I've had your flyer since December, January.
Yeah.
Yeah, so people keep
How
them.
much do you pay the high school? How much do you pay the high school kids to
Just
drop?
like 20 bucks a pack for 250. So
Okay. Jeez.
yeah,
Nice. That's awesome.
I,
Well,
yeah,
that's great, dude. That's sweet. I think, again, yeah, for those listening, like do what Sebastian's doing if you're just starting your business. Eventually I would just hire even more high school kids. So you're not even dropping, would be step number
yeah,
one. Cause that does take a lot of time. But
yeah,
for now, that's bread and butter, and lead services, they're a necessary evil at the beginning. And we'll even turn them on. We have like Angie on right now just to like bridge a gap sometimes when there's lulls. But yeah, you definitely want to get away from those as quickly as you can since they're quite costly.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but a necessary evil sometimes. Um,
yeah.
and then really, I think, so talk more about, so you're getting a lot of work from referrals, you said, or you're starting to get more work from referrals. Is that
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, starting to
Okay.
build up. And
And
yeah,
how does that,
that's
like, what's your process to get referrals? Go ahead.
yeah, we obviously it starts with the service that we deliver. We have to deliver like exceptional service. I get kind of, even if people are happy, I know when people are like ecstatic about our work and are like, wow, like this is a great guy. His crews are amazing. And that's really what I seek to provide every time, is that's honestly where it starts. And um, when, from there, it's just asking, like I'll write thank you notes, like, hey, thank you so much for choosing to work with us. If you know anybody that's looking to complete work, we'd really appreciate referrals. Um, I send referral anyone, and then everyone that does send us a referral, I send them a box of C's chocolates, um, as a little thank you. Even if it's just like an estimate, that I don't win. I still will send them something for
Yeah.
as a thank you. Um, so yeah, that's kind
Nice.
of our
That's
process,
huge,
just
man.
staying up on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And anyone who listens to my podcast knows I beat this drum every time, but, we made the mistake with Foothills the first like 4 or 5 years of not focusing on the client experience enough.
Hmm.
Um, it was very much like just get the job done and move on to the next.
Yeah.
Like very short term thinking, and it was just a big mistake. Because there's not, people are like, what's your referral program, and like how do you ask for referrals? It's like, yeah, ask, but that's like 5%. Like 95% is do a great job and have people like blown away by the experience. Like that's your referral program. Like have incredible painters, treat them well, and treat your clients well, and like do the right thing. Even if you might get taken advantage of sometimes by clients, even if they're maybe being unreasonable, like fixing things, doing things the right way, you will make more money. You will book more work doing it that way versus like trying to nickel and dime homeowners, or
Right.
fight
Right.
homeowners, let alone.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
that's
it's
awesome.
all about the experience. It's the brand that we're trying to build, and it's easy now because we're one man show basically, with the painters, and the crews that we have are incredible, and they understand kind of what we're trying to do and what we're trying to build. And um, so I'm
Yeah.
fortunate that it's kind of gone the way it has. But yeah,
And you
we're
have
doing
four
we're
crews right now?
yeah, 4 crews.
Four
um,
crews. How'd you find them, and have you built, so 4 crews in 6 months that are all stand up, great crews?
Yeah. So we've gone through a couple. I'll start with the crews that I don't work with anymore. We've gone through a couple of crews that I got off Craigslist, and no major issues with them, but they were just not quite self-operating. Um, and I met the crew that our kind of main crew right now, our number one. at Sherwin-Williams, just hanging out at the paint store. We started talking, and he said he was working for another painting company that wasn't giving him enough work. And we went through the interview process, and he's been working every week since, which has been awesome. And he's helped recruit. So it's his crew, or his main crew, his brother, and then they had 2 more crews that they kind of work with frequently as well. So it's 4 crews that are all family and friends of the main crew that I met at Sherwin. So
nice. That's awesome, man. So
yeah,
good old Sherwin just hanging out at the paint store. Yeah.
Yep. No, they're great. Really, to be honest, they're self-operating for the most part. I'm there at the kickoff and there at the final walkthrough, and I'll stop in, throughout the day just to kind of show face for our clients. But I really don't need to. They know what they're doing, and I've had 0 issues with them, which has been a blessing.
Yeah, that's huge, man. So, I mean, and, our crews are with our clients more than we are. Like they're with our clients more than anyone on your team. So them being, cleanly, obviously do good work, good communication, like those things it's hard to measure the value of that, to your business. Like it's hard to put like a value on that. It's massively valuable. And I would say it'd be good to my feedback to you quick is like keep recruiting too, right? Find a couple more, because with a family crew like that, we have that at Foothills and some of our other companies as well. If things ever do go south or like something does happen, like there's always you always run that risk of like losing all of them.
Right.
I haven't seen it happen that often, but I have seen it happen enough times where it's always like, it's good to have like a non-family connected couple of crews as well,
Yeah. No, that's a great point. And something I have definitely been thinking about is, finding more, because they also, I don't know if we need to go down this rabbit hole, but they're expensive too. Sometimes my margins aren't where they need to be. But at the price of having them be self-operating.
It's a balance. I mean, let me ask you, what's your sales rate right now? Like roughly, I mean, what's your sales rate on your estimates?
In the last 2 months, it's sitting at about 45-50%. That's way up from like March when it was down like 20. So that was one of the things I was really focusing on was fixing our sales rate to get it to about 50%.
Okay. How did you increase it from 20-ish to 50-ish?
Selling in home. That was for a while I was, taking measurements, going back, typing it up, trying to follow up on email, or text or call or whatever it was. And then I started selling in home on the spot, doing presentations, doing walkarounds, and that just helped us tremendously.
Yeah, hugely, man. Yeah. I mean, doing jobs on the spot, like not only does it increase your on-spot rate, but it increases callback rate, right?
Mm-hmm. Even the ones that don't get on the spot.
Yeah, exactly. You can deal with objections there, and then you can set up a good callback. Whereas if you email it and they don't like the price or something and you just never hear from them again, you just wasted all that time, Okay, that's huge. What are you working on now? Because, I mean, knowing you enough and just knowing the PVP course, you're someone who could sell 65-75% of your estimates. What do you think's like, what needs to be worked on next, do you think, to like elevate that?
In terms of sales?
Yeah. You
mean? Probably the kind of getting better with dealing with objections, and starting to explain why our prices are always going to be a little more often than not, they're higher than the bids that they've received before. So when we're doing a walk around, I would say something that a weakness of mine is like, oh yeah, we can do that and make it sound super easy. Something like painting a cabinet or like a vanity that does take, most of a day. But when a customer looks at it and just says, oh, you're just going to roll paint on. Well, no, not really. It's, there's a process to it. So kind of, I need to start preparing clients like, oh, this is a process. This is what we're going to do here. And this is how we're going to do that. And that's why it's going to be, so much money. So yeah. And kind of
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, increasing perceived value is what you're talking about, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you could say, yeah, we're going to paint your cabinets in a couple days versus like, hey, just so you know, cabinets are like super labor intensive. Here's our process. Here's what we do. Here's what you got to do it right. Yeah. And so here's the product we use. Super good high level product from Sherwin, right? Like those are two different prices in their heads now,
Yeah.
So when you come in at this price, it's not a sticker shock. Yeah. As much, at least. Cabinets can be a tough one, but
yeah. And then when
for all of them.
Sometimes I get in the habit of saying like, and I don't want to do this. I do this in the estimate sometimes. Like, I'll be like, well, a lot of guys will just do it this way, and I want to. Yeah, building value is exactly what I need to work on. You said it well. So
yeah, building value. Are you on the? There's like I don't know if you ever hop on the webinars, the sales webinar. It's like Tuesday mornings, like 10 a.m. Mountain.
I have been a couple of times. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so Adam, who's a consultant at PVP and National Painting Group, runs that call. I would say hop on that. He just does a lot of role playing now. Basically, like people, it's like show up and you tell Adam what you want to work on, and that's like the conversation. So it's gone a lot better. We used to do it like, here's the agenda. Now it's like, you guys bring the agenda. What are you dealing with? Let's role play it. Let's work on it.
Sure.
So,
hey, Eric here. Pretty much every person that you've heard on this podcast or you listen to is someone that we work with at Painting Business Pro. We've coached some of them. We've even become business partners with. What we do at Painting Business Pro is help people who are starting or growing a painting company grow an amazing business with great profit while enjoying an amazing lifestyle along the way. And transparently, our goal is that for the right people, we actually end up making a minority acquisition, help you grow your business even further as a partner of ours in our company. If you're someone who's serious about growing your company, living a great life, and you want some help doing it, we love what we do. We're very good at it. We do it in our own businesses right now. Head over to paintingbusinesspro.com and hit apply now, and we look forward to talking with you soon.
So you get a lot of value there. But the reason I asked about your sales rate is because you mentioned you're paying painters a bit more than 50%.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your gross margin, or what's the average amount you're paying to painters, would you say?
I would say paying to painter labor is probably costing me about 45% on most jobs.
So you're at like 60% with materials?
Give or take. Yeah.
Maybe even a little more. Okay.
Yeah. It could be a little bit more sometimes.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is,
that's tough.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, cause that's it. When I'm working, like even with the clients that we do win, I come in, it's kind of a tough balance that I'm in, because clients say that I'm not the lowest bid and they'll still go with us. And I'm like, well, how do I continue? Like in my head, I'm like, how do I raise my prices even more to hit that 50% margin? And I'm still only winning, 50% of my bids. That's, something that is tough and frustrating.
Yeah. It's something you're just going to always, that's just part of dealing with being, in the subcontractor model, well, even in an employee painter model, you deal with that.
Right.
Yeah. I think you could probably increase your prices. I mean, I don't know if you follow Alex Ramosi at all, acquisition.com. Yeah. He's like, raise your price. He's just like, raise your prices, so you probably could raise them a bit. What I've experienced though with subcontractors, like the only way they're going to make more money is asking for more money from you. Like that's the game they have to play. So, I mean, it's a delicate combo, but like, I don't know. Do you just tell them they're getting 50%, or like, how do you negotiate pricing with your subs?
Yeah. So, one thing with my subs is they don't like to accept a price until they see the home.
Yeah.
So I'll send them the work order, send them the price, and we'll get there and they're like, this is too low. and then it's Monday morning with the client. And sorry, let me say the subs we don't talk money in front of clients. But we'll,
good.
Yeah, we don't talk money in front of clients, but then we'll be setting them up, and they're like, okay, so the price on this is this. And I'm like, yes, this is it. And that's my, where I want to be. And they're like, well, it's, going to take us this long. I think it should be I think it needs to be X amount, which is 45, 50% sometimes. And I get stuck there, and I'm like, well, you guys are here. It's not like I can't have you pull away because we're here Monday morning with the customer who's been on the schedule.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah. A couple things I'll just offer for that. One is, it's super hard when you're at the house and they're the sub. So like you're kind of handcuffed there. So, what we'll do is just have a lot of photos like on the work order, and so you might already do that too, but just, it might be a conversation like, hey, I can't meet at houses anymore just because I'm super busy. So can you just like, here's the payout, here's all the pictures, right? Here's like 4 sides of the house, plus maybe some prep pictures, what would you need on this job? Definitely helps. First of all, it's a better time save for you so you don't have to go to every job.
Right.
And it gives you a little more negotiating power. Now, so that's one thing I would do. But the second thing I would do is actually what we were just talking about earlier is like having some more subcontractors because you don't have a lot of leverage right now necessarily, because it's, especially if they all know each other, where it's like, all right, I'll go talk to Paul. Like I'm talking to Jim, I'll just ask what Paul will pay. But if they're already like not in cahoots, but like they're talking. So, having some other subs as leverage where like you'd be surprised, man, if you take a job away from a sub, all of a sudden they become, 1 or 2 times, they all of a sudden become like less expensive because they know they're not the only player in town. It's like a supply and demand, like basic economic conversation, right? It's like, well, we're the only supply you got, so this is our price, versus like, totally get it, I'm going to have someone else do it. Thank you. I'll get you on the next one. Dude, it's crazy how much all of a sudden jobs don't take as long as they say they're going to take,
Right.
Yeah. And in no fault of the sub, like I'm not saying subs are all trying to hustle us and that, but it's just like, how else are they going to make more money? They have to ask you for more money, I don't know if you've watched, so podcast I did with Emmanuel Mora, he's one of our partners at National Painting Group. He was a subcontractor before he bought the business that he now runs that we're partnered with. And he was telling a funny story where he was the English speaker for his dad. His dad ran the company, and he was the English speaker for his dad. And, Brock, our partner at the time, would send him a price, and his dad would just be like, ask him for 300 more. Like, just like whatever. Yeah. It's like, it's that kind of like willy-nilliness where we've got a lot more wiggle room. It's not as black and white as they may make it seem, but you've got to have that leverage, to even have those conversations. Right. So, for what it's worth. Yeah. But, I don't think you definitely want to get that down, and where you're at in business and like they're getting you 5-star reviews, you're not having to spend a lot of time on it. You also don't want to just like cut them and try to find cheaper subs like that. Like you don't want to do that either. So, definitely a dance. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Tell us a little bit about just like I didn't ask you this, but just tell us how'd you get into painting, and tell us your story. 'Cause you're a youngin', so we want to hear it.
Yeah. So I worked for a general contractor starting in high school, kind of did everything to start. And then I moved to the painting team. That's where I learned how to paint. And then it was just kind of like my job. I was working at Target and working for this general contractor. Then I went to college. I went to Purdue. Was supposed to have an internship during the summer of COVID, and it got canceled. So I was like, I need something to put on my resume. I need to have, do something cool. So I was like, I'm going to start a business. Started a business. I started a one-man painting show where I was the painter, and learned a little bit. I had some fun, painted a couple of houses. One guy, the first home that I painted by myself, it was just a full interior. And the guy said, you have all summer. I just need it all painted because I'm selling it in August, and just get it done. And I was like, cool. So I got to work and painted his house, and learned a lot about painting and how long it takes. That was the biggest job I had done. Yeah, I was like, oh my God. But that was kind of how I got started. And then, so I graduated after that summer. I just went back to school, graduated from Purdue in 2023, and came down to Atlanta for a corporate job. I was an engineer for a year and a half. And I realized how much I hated working for somebody else, and corporate was just not my thing. And I was kind of like, well, I'm young. If I'm going to take risks and fall on my face, now's the time to do it. So I started like kind of drumming up this idea of the business, and I was like, what could I do? I, had a few engineering ideas, and I was like, all of these cost so much money. And I really don't know that much about it, but I was like, I do know painting. So let's start a painting company. So I started in spring of 2024. I started thinking about like different, like how I'm going to build this business and what my model is going to be. And, what I want to do for marketing and how we're going to run this and whatever. Just kind of coming up with it on my own. And then I was like, I got to get ready to own a business. I need to save up some money, which was a big one. And then be ready to be a business owner and dealing with clients and did a little bit of self-development throughout the summer, and, make sure that I was, in a place to handle what was going to come with owning a business. And then, started ramping up marketing in, I think it was the first week of November. Just, starting with flyers. It started with flyers, and I think I ordered a pack of like 500, and I thought, I was like, oh, I'll get some jobs off of this, and ran through those, got nothing. Ramped up, and then I quit my job in January, and I've been full-time painting ever since. So
I love it.
Yeah.
I love when people get out of the corporate world and start their own thing. Music to my ears.
It was stressful for sure. It was one of the biggest, like, I thought about it for months. I was like, what? Like, I get a check every 2 weeks. Like, that part of it is nice. But I was like, I got to get out of here. And the way I did it was I just saved up all my PTO for the end of the year, for the last 2 weeks. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to make a sprint here, and I'm going to try and sell as much paint as I can. That's when I was knocking a lot of doors. I had a lot of flyers. We were on lead service. I was doing everything I could to sell work. And then I think it was December 27th, right after Christmas, was when I got my first job, and then another dropped. And I was like, oh, I've got some work now. And I was like, okay, if I can sell one more, I'll quit my job the day I'm back from, winter break. And then January 3rd or whatever it was, I had 15,000 or 20,000 sold. I was like, well, if my margins are 40, 50%, that's more than I'm making at an engineering job every month. So I'm going to jump ship. And that's what we did. Yeah. So
nice, man. That's super awesome. That's so cool. I think you told me you bought the PBP course in February of this year. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it was February, maybe end of January. It was after I quit my job. I was like, every time I would Google, how do I do this in painting, Eric is popping up. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll see what this guy has to say. And I even from his free YouTube videos, I was taking stuff. I signed up for the course. I believe it was end of January, and yeah.
How has that helped? Because I was telling you before the show, there's some people who buy the course, but then just like don't use it. Try to still do things on their own. Like, has that helped the business quite a bit? Just like following the systems in PvP, or?
Yeah. I mean, the systems, even just the documentation that they provide, like keep sticking to our file. I find myself straying from it sometimes, and that's when I start making mistakes. And like I'll go two weeks without updating my file, and I'm like, I look at my numbers and I'm like, oh wow, I have some things to work on. Like I look at my revenue and I'm like, oh, I'm doing awesome. But then you look at jobs from the past 2-3 weeks and you're like, let's make sure we're sticking with the course and focusing in the areas that I need to focus on. So that's been huge. The people that are in there in the course are great people, and I've learned a lot from them. The leadership event, learned a lot from the leadership event. So
Nice.
Can't say enough good things. Yeah.
Are you going to come out? When's the next one? Like later this year?
I think September. Yeah. I'm going to be there.
Good, man. Awesome. Yeah. Those have gotten really fun. I'm glad we just love doing those, and Eric loves running those, and they're just like, it's just so valuable to have those conversations with a group of people that are doing the same thing you are. Those are super fun. For anyone listening who's not planning on coming to those, I highly recommend. Hopefully you would too. I'd highly recommend those.
Oh yeah. I really can't say enough good things. And just being around people that are a lot farther than you, and people that are at your level. Everyone kind of has a common goal of, building a painting company to some degree, but it's like really putting the why you're doing it, and what's important to you. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually my last question for you. You just teed it up perfectly. So what is why OVO, and what's your long-term goal with your business, or goals, probably plural? Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say one of my biggest goals is to be able to create opportunity for other people and for people that work with me. I realized how miserable I was at a corporate job, and how miserable everyone else around me was at a corporate job. And a work is, no matter what we do, work is one of the biggest parts of our life. It's the most time consuming part of almost everyone's life. And if I can provide an opportunity where people love to come to work, have a good, enjoy what they're doing every day, and feel, empowered to come do what they do. Yeah, it's a painting company, but people, there's a lot of stigmas around that, but I want to be able to kind of create that opportunity for people to, brag about the company that they work for. I love working for OVO Painting. The people that I work with are incredible. Even the painters that we hire, they're all just great guys. And that's really, I would say that's really my why. I know that I'll get a lot of fulfillment out of being able to bring that much joy to somebody's life, to what they do every single day.
Yeah.
So
good. So you want to build a team around you. You want to scale the company. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Scale the company, give people the opportunity to love what they do for work, and enjoy what they do. And have freedom and get paid well. So,
yeah. Well, thank you for caring about that. It is like, people are so, of all our companies, we probably have 100 or so employees. And I mean, almost every single one of them came from a job that either was sucking their soul, or a bad boss, or they weren't being compensated fairly,
Mm-hmm.
One of those three, or all three of them. And so that's something I'm super passionate about, is running a good business where people can actually build wealth and pay the bills, and they're challenged, to be their best selves, and they love who they work for and who they work with, super fulfilling, man. Super fulfilling.
Yeah.
And still kind of rare, actually. It's getting better, I think. I think it's getting better, but it's still very rare,
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's awesome, man. Well, I think that's all I got for you today. I have a couple other questions, but we'll talk offline. Sebastian, thanks for being on, man. This was super fun, and hopefully everyone listening, this is how you build a business from zero to, maybe 800K this year, in revenue, year one. This is how you do it. So re-listen to this podcast a couple times and just basically copy what Sebastian is doing. Maybe pay a little
Thanks
less
for-
to subs, but besides that, everything else. There's a good jab for
yes.
you. Yeah.
I would agree with that. But yeah, thanks for having me on. This has been awesome, and look forward to seeing you hopefully at the next leadership event.
Yeah, I'll be there. All right, brother. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying the show, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a quick review for the podcast and what you gotten out of it. It helps our show reach more people and inspire more people. Thank you so much.